We're biking out to Tra Quay. It's a little village. We're going for a special organic meal at a restaurant that grows its own vegetables and herbs.
Oh wow.
You hear the sound back from
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
The Sam on the water wheel.
Water wheel.
You're a natural.
I don't know what it is.
You should move out here and take up farming. So this place is amazing. It's like a little organic oasis where they just grow different herbs and vegetables. Everyone is farming. It's so peaceful and quiet. And it's beautiful. Like, look at all the flowers around us.
So we have a very special drink here. It's called the water wheel drink. Lemon basil seed and ginger.
Let's take a sip of that.
Tastes very healthy.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a pretty good way.
Okay.
Tra Quay is a small farming community village located 2 kilometers northeast of the ancient Hoi An town area.
So we've just come here for dinner, but if you decide to visit this village, you can also work with the farmers for the day. You can take a rice paper making class, or you can take a cooking class.
So if you've been following along with our recent food videos, you've probably noticed we've been having these pancakes a lot. And they are delicious. I have to say that the presentation of these ones down here, these look the best. So these here are the best country pancakes we've had. What I really like about them is they're not as oily or greasy as the other ones. They have a little bit of a fluffier texture. So this lovely presented dish is called 3 Friends, and there are 3 friends right in my hand. We have shrimp, pork, and vegetables wrapped around.
Plop that in your mouth. Friendly.
Some good pals in my mouth. These tres amigos are almost too pretty to eat.
Oh. Thank you.
Thank you.
So here we have our colorful papaya salad. And I didn't realize it was going to be this big. I'm starting to think we ordered way too much food.
Are you kidding me? With me here? Too much food? I'll take care of that. Well, to sum up this meal, I can honestly say this is the best dinner I've had since I've been in Vietnam. Absolutely love the dishes. You could just taste the freshness in every single dish we had. The prices were really affordable, the portions were generous, it was cooked really healthy, nothing was greasy or too oily, just absolute delight to come here and eat.
I definitely agree. I think the long bike ride out here, it was definitely worth it, and it's nice eating in such a quiet, peaceful setting, just being surrounded by the farms, so Highly recommended if you're in Hoi An. Lunch at the Bale Well in Hoi An, and this is a very small local restaurant. They have a fixed menu. Actually, there is no menu. They just bring you food and you pay a fixed price and you eat as much as you want. And their focus is country pancakes and spring rolls.
Which we both love. Yep. The salad in.
Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Yeah.
Right.
And kimchi. And spring roll.
And a spring roll. Oh, that's gonna be a crunchy.
And chili bok. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, banana leaf.
Now that is a special roll. That's got meat.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, we make like this. Nice.
Excellent.
So I dip here.
Yeah, with the sauce here.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Give it a try, Audrey.
Chili.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
How was that?
Wow.
Hard to bite, huh? So you were going to what?
Well, Sam here wasn't paying attention to the whole assembly process, so I will have to demonstrate how to roll a spring roll. Okay, so we add a little bit of greens, some lettuce. Oops.
A little fumbling with the chopsticks there, dear.
Hey, don't be hating. Some greens, so maybe some of this. This looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she said this is our kimchi, which looks a bit different from the kimchi we ate in
It's a
Korea.
Vietnamese style kimchi.
Yeah. So let's add
It
some
must be
of
pickled
that.
vegetables.
Yeah. Then she added a spring roll.
And oh, don't forget the meat.
The meat, let's try this one.
Try a smaller one, yeah.
I don't know if it's chicken or beef, but looks good, smells good.
Now that is a super loaded roll.
Okay. Now tightly. Voila. This is kind of it. And now you
Good
add
enough.
just a little bit of chili to the sauce.
It's kind of a peanut-based sauce, I think.
Yep. And we dip and enjoy. Oh, there comes more food.
Voila.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, here's the country pancakes.
Thank
Yum.
you. Okay, food monster.
So this delectable roll, this time instead of the spring roll, it has the country pancake inside of it. So we're gonna give a try to that one. Oh,
How does it taste? Is that better?
these rolls are amazing. You got pancakes, the spring roll, the greens, the skewered satay. All in this.
Happy boy.
And if that feast wasn't enough, we've got a little sweet treat to end off with.
Ooh, what flavor did you get?
I got cherry.
And the dessert just keeps on coming. Now we have pineapple.
Fresh pineapple. Oh wow.
Do you have any room for that?
Well, eat it. Okay, seriously, that was the feast of feasts. Normally country pancakes or spring rolls or satay taste great on their own, but all wrapped up together in one big roll dipped into a peanut sauce? Wow!
Our lunch came to 180,000 dong, which is about $9. I think that's a great price because they just kept bringing out plates and plates of food, and we were stuffed, and then they were offering us dessert, and it was like, oh, I don't want to turn it down. I guess I'll eat it anyway. So yeah, great selection there.
The service there is really friendly, almost in a very unique kind of way. There was one time where the lady was coming over and she looked like, it appeared she was going to be wrapping up a roll for us, but instead she just grabbed a satay and plopped it right in Audrey's mouth. And at the very end of the meal, she came over and noticed I was looking hot. She undid a napkin for me. I thought she was going to put it in my hands. Oh no, she just came and rubbed my whole face right down. But yeah.
Today we are having lunch at the Green Moss in Hoi An, and this also happens to be a cooking school, but it has more of a casual feel. Basically, you choose 2 dishes from the menu, and then you pay an additional $2, and you get to go into the kitchen and cook it yourself. So that's what we'll be doing.
And believe me when I say this, if I can do it, anyone can. So we're entering into the kitchen.
We're gonna make
And
our cooking video.
Audrey's up first. Oh, cool.
I think you can.
First like this?
Yeah, you roll one time.
Okay.
Try to make it. Try to.
Okay.
Yeah, try
So we
to make
cover
it.
it up?
Yeah, finish.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then take
And
both
now
sides
the
and
sides
continue.
go
Okay.
in.
So we get the sides tucked
Yeah,
in.
little bit, not too short. And then continue.
we finish
Yeah, try to make it and try to.
as
Very
tight as
tight.
possible.
Yeah, little bit low.
There you go.
Alright, not so bad.
Yeah, not so bad for the
Horrible.
Not
first
so bad.
time. You got to have.
So it's great, it's like we're getting an exclusive peek into the kitchen. And this is how we're making pho. Oh, can I try? Okay, take photo.
About 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons, okay.
Yep.
Boom, and oh, whoops. Like that. There we go. I'm adding
Here are the first 2 dishes we prepared. We have the pho and the fresh spring rolls. So let's go in.
Let's take them to the table and devour them. So here's the spring roll that Audrey personally rolled herself.
No, I didn't. You rolled it.
Oh, right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Let's see how it turned out. This is one of my favorite dishes at this restaurant. It's just such a nice fat spring roll. Okay. How is that pho?
Delicious. And prior to learning how to make this, I didn't realize how many different ingredients went into this dish. And you can really taste the flavors.
Next up, we will be making a vegetable cow lao.
So the cow lao noodles are made from the water used from an ancient well. And apparently it's quite secret.
Yeah, the thing noodle only in Hoi An, nowhere else. So like different. Nowhere else has that noodle.
Unique noodles to Hoi An.
It's harder, like
Yeah.
crispy noodle.
Now we're making our very last dish, the vegetable pancake, and it happens to be my favorite one. We've got a lot of multitasking going on. We've got the tofu simmering, we've got the noodles being steamed over here, and we've got the pancake mixture ready to be spread on the front. That's when we know it's done?
Yeah.
Okay.
They call fermented soybean sauce.
Fermented soybean sauce, okay.
Yeah, they măng.
So here is the finished product, and this is round 2 of our feast. And it was a fascinating experience getting to see how all of this food was made in the kitchen. So we're going to show you how to roll the country pancake in rice paper so that it's easy for dipping into the sauce.
And big bite. Oh yeah. The pancake is nice and crispy, and the sauce is kind of sweet. It has a bit of a tomato ketchup base, I believe, but it's also spicy because we added all the chili, so it's a nice combination of flavors. How's the khao lao?
Love it. What really stands out with a khao lao is the taste of the noodles. They're just really unique to this area, and I love them. So the textures of the noodles, they're a little bit crispy, and it almost tastes a little bit like they're undercooked. But that's what makes them quite unique.
We just finished our cooking class at Green Moss, and it was a little bit different from previous cooking classes we've taken. This one was a little bit less hands-on and more watch and learn, which is great because we got to watch a professional make it and the dishes turned out great. And yeah, everything was tasty.
That's the first kind of cooking class where it's been more of just a demonstration only that I've taken before, and I really enjoyed it, partly because I'm really slow at preparing food, but the other reason was it was so hot in that kitchen. I don't think I've ever sweated that much, so you know, I could barely handle being in there as long as I was. So had I been preparing the food, I may have passed out on the ground.
Today we are having lunch at the Mermaid Restaurant in Hoi An. This is a very famous restaurant in town, and that's because it has 2 very special secret recipes. So we are going to be trying those 2 dishes today. That we are going to be introducing you to is called White Rose, as you can see over here. It is a shrimp dumpling made using a translucent dough, and it was named White Rose when the French came because they thought it looked like a flower the way it's all bunched up together.
It's a secret recipe unique to Hoi An, supplied by one family to the rest of the town.
Going to pick this one up. As you can see, it looks like a little rose. Here.
How does it taste?
It's really tasty. It's a nice shrimp paste, and it also has some roasted garlic on top, so it's a really nice flavor.
The next dish that we're going to be trying is called khao lao. It consists of noodles, pork, and greens, and it is also unique to Hoi An.
The khao lao is believed to get its special flavor from the water use that comes from a well outside of the town.
Or this distinct taste could just be from its 5-spice caramelized broth. Delicious noodles. They remind me a lot of the Japanese udon noodles. Meat is really chewy and flavorful. You can tell it's been sitting in the broth for a little while.
So this meal came to about $5 US, which is a bit pricier for a local dish. But then again, we are eating at a famous restaurant with 2 secret recipes, so that's what you pay.
Yeah.
So today we are going to a local restaurant in Nha Trang. It's called Ô Lạc, and it's the kind of restaurant that doesn't even have a menu. You just go in there, sit down, and they bring you a plate of food. So that's what you get.
Pure vegetarian feast. Central.
And we are here.
So here we are, we're just piling on everything. There's all kinds of different veggies. There's different tofu.
Typical meal at Ô Lạc. Basically it's just a big plate of rice, and on top they pile lots of veggies, different tofus, and it's just a very healthy, basic meal, and it tastes great.
And it's cheap. How's the tofu?
Best tofu I've had
Ever?
ever.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Okay.
How's that soup?
So we got a little soup with our meal, and it has cucumber and zucchini, and also cilantro. So nice flavors. Hey, so tell us, how much did that vegetarian feast cost?
It costs 35,000 dong, which if you're doing the math is $1.75 US. That's not per person, that is total. For 2 soups, 2 plates of rice, covered in vegetables and tofu. What a deal. One of the best tips I have for saving money while backpacking, eat at local joints and restaurants, because you'll get authentic food and you'll get rock bottom cheap prices. Tonight we're dining at a restaurant called Lanterns, an immensely popular restaurant. This place is just packed.
Restaurant is that they are very involved in the community. They help out orphanages by donating school supplies. Every week they cook meals for those who need it and just hand out free food. So what do you have today?
So we've got a lemongrass tofu dish that we first tried when we were cruising along the Mekong, and it was delicious at the time, so we have high expectations for this one here tonight. That's good. It's got a bit of a sweet and sour flavor, but you can really taste the lemongrass. It really accentuates things. What you got over here?
Alright, so I'm having a clay pot dish. This one is made with shrimp. It's like a thick stew, or a really flavorful thick soup. It's
Is it
gonna be
sweet?
nice with the rice. It's sweet, yeah.
shrimp clay pot is made with caramelized onions, which gives it that kind of caramel like sweet flavor. Oh, is it ever good.
We've been eating a lot of tofu dishes in Vietnam, and this one does not disappoint. It's really spicy, but it's also sweet at the same time, so it's a nice mix.
Overall, this was an excellent meal. I feel it was the perfect intersection between price and quality. I definitely come back. I've heard they've got a great hot pot, so maybe we'll make a hot pot video really soon.